Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We have in studio with us as Dr. Dana Cohen just said, Dee Wallace, the actress. Right, and she's so much more than that, too. We're going to be talking in just a couple of moments, the author of Meaning at Work, in about 30 minutes from now. It's the first book to lay out a strategy that enables everyone in an organization to get what they want out of work and make work meaningful. It's really important stuff, and if you're happy at work, you're healthier. We also have, of course, in studio Dee Wallace, as I said, and on our phone line from Manhattan, one of my favorite places in the world, because I'm a little bit off, is Dr. Dana Cohen. She's been on the show before, and she's got a brand new book out called Quench. Is water all that it's cracked up to be? We'll start that way.
Oh, yes, that and more. Yes, I mean, water is everything from life to our planet. I mean, it's beyond what we even think it is. But drinking, I think the question is, should we be drinking more water? That's really the question.
Well, and my question is drinking how much water? Because I was looking over your book and your sheets, and you can actually drink too much water also, right?
You can, and I have to say, it's not as uncommon as we think. I have women all the time who come in here, and there's a way to measure that. I mean, we look at electrolytes, and if your sodium is always low, the first thing I ask, how much water are you drinking? And more often than not, people are drinking too much water. So there's
I bet my daughter drinks too much water, but there's no way to tell that if you don't measure.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard to know. I mean, you can look at your urine. If you're urinating very frequently and your urine has no color, it's clear, you're probably drinking too much water. I mean, although, it's a fine line. We're meant to urinate every 2 or 3 hours, but
every 15 minutes is too much.
All right. Don't give away anything about me that
I was thinking about me. I'm just holding it in. What about you mentioned the color, but you also don't want a deep yellow, do you?
Unless you're taking B vitamins, which we know can change our urine to that kind of deep yellow color. But no, you don't want your urine to be concentrated and very bright, dark yellow or orange even. So you want it to be a light yellow in color. There's actually, you can Google like urine color charts, and you can sort of see what kind of colors are normal and what you should be looking for. I mean, that's a good rule of thumb. It's a simple sort of at-home test you can do.
It makes sense because our bodies, our brains, our planet, everything is about 80% water.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a leading force in our world, right? And in our creation.
Yes. Exactly.
How do we know if we're thirsty? Somebody told us not long ago on the show that if you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
You're long gone, yeah. Thirst is not the best way to look at it because we have learned to ignore our thirst. We can override our thirst. By that time you're already sort of significantly dehydrated. So it's not the best way to sort of look at your signs of dehydration. I want to just take one quick step back.
Sure.
In the book, we are talking about this chronic, low-grade, or subclinical dehydration that almost all of us suffer from. This is not overt dehydration where you need an IV in the hospital, but it's this sort of chronic underlying thing that at least 75% of the whole population is suffering from, and it's significant. It can lead to a variety of chronic illnesses, let alone the things that we already know about, like fatigue or brain fog or just dry skin. But there's other things, and there's more significant things. So chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia or any kind of inflammation, and I don't know if I said headaches or chapped lips. And then things, it puts you at risk for certain cancers, colon cancer and bladder cancer, And then even there has been research and evidence that this chronic day in and day out low-grade dehydration can lead to things like can be a link to type 2 diabetes and even Alzheimer's disease. So it's a real problem, and I think it needs to be addressed also because of the environments that we're living in.
And what about any kind of liquid? In other words, a lot of people drink tea. Some people drink coffee. Others drink soda more than they should, including me. I like
I'm giving
the taste.
him the evil eye right now.
And I know. And I'll go, let's see, this week.
To know and not to do is not yet to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I try to limit it to certain foods, or one can a week, and I've gone as much as a month. But I love the taste.
But that's a good question back to your original question. If you're drinking tea which is made with water, does that suffice as part of your water intake for the day?
It does, actually. Believe it or not, it does. Tea, and specifically coffee, we've looked at the research, and coffee specifically, too, anything over 4 cups of coffee a day, it becomes a diuretic. Before that, it's not. And in fact, some of the new coffees, and there's like organic and really nice, is loaded with antioxidants. We say 1 or 2 cups a day of coffee is totally okay, and the same with tea. If you're sensitive to caffeine, that's a different issue.
I can't do caffeine, but I love to have a cup of decaf, and that water actually can be counted as some of the water that I need. Wow.
Yes.
The other day, my wife had a cup of Starbucks, and yesterday, she was wired all day, jittery.
Yeah, I can't do caffeine at all.
She shouldn't do it, and every now and then she does. What about bottled water? I mean, they're changing the plastic. Both Dee and I are drinking water now from plastic, but I believe both of the brands that we're drinking don't have the bad stuff in the water, so nothing's leaching out of the plastic into the water. Is bottled water good, or is tap water just fine?
Well, okay, so this is the thing. I mean, let's talk about the plastic issues and the waste. Regardless of what's leaching in your water, yes, that is an issue. If I can get one person, every person that listens, to lessen their load of plastic bottles, we'll be doing this planet a whole lot of good.
You bet.
Absolutely.
I think that is a huger issue than whatever water's inside. I really think it's a problem. Go out and buy a glass or a stainless steel container and filter your water. It's so much better for the planet in every way. Now, there are definitely problems in certain places. I mean, I live in New York City. We happen to have really good water, so I filter my water and I drink it from the tap, filtered. But
do you feed that let your family drink that as well?
I do.
Okay.
The problem, it's not ideal. There are definitely problems. It's still not filtering fluoride unless you have like a really good reverse osmosis filter. So there's still fluoride in the water, and I'm one of those who do not think that is good for us.
Right.
I know it's not good for us, but
Dr. Cohen has seen the light.
Yeah. So, but in the book, and I can just throw this right out there. There is a great website called EWG, the Environmental Working Group.org, EWG.org. They give you a list of filters that are for your budget, and they've done their research. So filtered water. There's also another great thing, and I've done this. It's called findaspring.com. You can bring reusable bottles and go and take your own spring water. And there's places all over the country that are good springs that you can go. I mean, it's a little unreasonable to do that day in and day out, but to do it every so often is fantastic. And
in general, the water company that here in Ventura County, where I live, actually sends out a report every year saying our water is great. Yet, if I smell it, I smell the chemicals. If I put a goldfish in it, it would die. And if it kills the goldfish, I got to assume that it's going to kill my kidneys, my heart, my brain. something.
Put a goldfish in some can of soda and see what happens.
Oh, it'll dissolve.
I'm
like
just
that.
saying.
I know.
I'm on him. I'm on him. Hey, I want to know too about this gel.
Yes.
The gel stuff that you talk about in Quench.
Okay, so this is, to me, mind-blowing. So we have always known that water exists as liquid, ice, and vapor. We learned that in elementary school.
Yes.
Right? So recently there has been research and published research that a fourth phase of water exists. We call it in the book gel water. It's known as different things by different scientists. So it's known as structured water or ordered water. And the one in the book we talk most about is the research behind something called easy water, and it's Dr. Gerald Pollack. His research, he's a very well-respected scientist out of University of Seattle, and he's discovered this fourth phase of water, and it's this gel phase, and it is in this phase of water that is the type of water that's in our cells. It's also
wow.
has to be the type
what we're going
to
do is we're going to pick up on the gel water in just a couple of moments, okay? We're going to take
Great.
some time out.
I'm really interested in this.
And talk about that, and maybe even about pH, and is that good? You know, do we need an alkaline water too? Our guest is Dr. Dana Cohen. She's written a new book called Quench, Quench. I also want to talk about hydration in our skin. Do we need the expensive creams and things? Late Night Health continues. Join us at latenighthealth.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Hi, I'm Dee Wallace. Do you want to learn to use and focus the greatest manifestation tool available to mankind? Then join me for my amazing 6-week program, Fun, Focus, and Fruition, where you'll receive morning videos and evening audio guidance, 2 15-minute privates with me, and 3 one-hour group webinars. It begins July 2nd and space is limited, so sign up now at imdwallace.com. Join now to begin changing your life forever.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Opening your heart is the only way to allow all the light in. Unconditional love does exist, but it takes trust, something not a lot of people are willing to give. But how can you expect it if you don't provide it too? All hearts are refillable, rechargeable, and renewable. So why worry about being burned? By giving, you have everything to gain. Think of how beautiful your life would be if someone loved you without barriers, gave all of their heart to you without conditions, and wrapped their soul around you like it was your last day on earth. Today, you can be that person for someone else.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.